Well, Sam, good to see you, as always. The new season almost here. How are you feeling ahead of it?
Yeah, good. I'm excited. It's been a different, long pre-season. We've had plenty of games, players away, injuries, but I think that pretty much goes across the league from speaking to other people. So yeah, I think we're ready. I think we've prepared well enough, and just looking forward to the first game on Sunday.
It's been a very eventful summer for Derby County Football Club and for the women's game in general. Let's start there. How special was it for someone involved in the sport to see the way that the whole country reacted to the Women's Euros? Yeah,
it's been unbelievable. I obviously work full-time in it anyway, and I think I didn't even expect the reaction and what's happened off the back of it. It's literally been game-changing for the women's game, and hopefully now it'll grow, it'll get bigger, it'll get stronger. And yeah, I think we've all still got a part to play in making sure that does happen and that we kind of don't forget. But yeah, what an unbelievable summer.
The squad have talked about that, haven't they? About making sure that everyone doesn't lose this moment. What do you think needs to happen now to make sure that it isn't lost?
I just think across the board, we just need the backing. I think in terms of, you look at the women's game, it's heavily reliant on sponsorship deals and things like that. So I think the more they can get themselves out there, the more people that step forward, the more media coverage. Hopefully, like I say, we're kicking off kind of this weekend, the WSL, a little bit later, but just getting more fans down to games. We had a pre-season friendly last weekend, and it's probably the most that I've seen kind of at a pre-season friendly. Kids like coming up to us and just wanting to chat. So you can already start to feel a little bit of a change. So yeah, hopefully that can just grow and keep going.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, actually. Have you actually seen then? You've already seen a change in how people respond to the game?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, just through some of the pre-season friendlies, probably have like a couple of people down there usually. Like I say, there was a good few down there on Sunday against Cardiff. And even just being out and about, the amount of times, obviously, with my full-time job with the Football Association, wearing the kit, like kids coming up to you, one asking if you play for them. But there's certainly that connection between a female and football, which I don't think has probably been there historically. I was in Costa the other week just after the Euros, and there was an older generation sat chatting around names like Stanway and Toon. It was literally a bit of a surreal moment, to be honest. So yeah, just a really exciting time to be involved in the women's game.
As someone who's involved in it, how did you sort of go through the emotions of the tournament? Were you always confident or maybe not so much?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably from the start, I think we're always favourites with hosting it, with how much we've professionalised the women's game. Like, they're all full-time professionals now. So I think the expectations were high. As with, obviously, when the men have gone into Euros and stuff, but fair play to them, they actually delivered. I think having expectations and being favourites, still delivering the final trophy is always a challenge. So yeah, for them to do that is, something to be really proud of.
Yeah, that was a magnificent achievement. Closer to home, we all know what Derby County Football Club have been through, and that has certainly affected the women's team as well. How did you go through the emotions of waiting for takeover, it not happening, and then finally the club is saved? How was that from your perspective?
Yeah, do you know what? I think we have a group of players that are obviously Derby fans anyway. So they probably knew a lot more that was probably going on than some of the other players that literally turn up and kind of put the shirt on and kind of go home. So I think that was a challenge for some of them. Probably last season didn't affect us that much, to be honest. The club were really good. Our own board were really good in terms of probably protecting us from it a little bit. Hence why we had probably our highest finish in the club's history. Just missed out on sort of challenging for to win the league. And it's probably hit us probably more this season in terms of the knock-on effect. So we know that it's probably a different challenge this year. Not one that I'm not expecting to thoroughly embrace and have a good go. Just think we're probably the players that we've lost because of kind of what happened last season. See ourselves probably in a little bit same position as where the men were last year. But with that comes a lot of fight, a lot of spirit, a lot of hunger. As some of the what the men's players showed on the pitch last year under Wayne.
Let's go into that a little bit more. There has been turnover. There's always turnover from one season to the next. But would you say this summer has been more marked than usual?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think to lose the amount of players that we have has been it's not hidden. It's been out there. Everyone's quite clear of kind of who's left for various reasons. Not everything has been to probably do with the club. There's been obviously personal reasons why people have retired or chose to move on. But yeah, it's probably been the biggest change we've had in my 4 years. But with that comes, like I say, a really exciting time, opportunities for some of our youngsters. It's probably the most that we've ever kind of stepped up in a season. We've always had them on the radar. We've always looked at them through the season, but we've given 2 of them an actual first team shirt this year. So they're fully embedded kind of in our squad. So yeah, it's a different feel about the girls this year. A real hunger, a real desire, and I want to prove a point.
How difficult are those conversations for you when one of the girls rings and says, "I'm moving on"?
Look, it's hard. In a way, take it as a bit of a compliment. Other clubs are obviously looking at our players, wanting our players, which I think is probably a testament to what we do here, how well those players have played for us. And yeah, there's never any sort of ill feeling towards players that move on. They make their decisions for their own choices, and the club wishes them all the best in whatever they decide to do.
Are you setting expectations, or is it a wait and see how the season starts?
No, I think we've already set the expectations. I think the girls have kind of set their own standards of where they want to be and what they want to achieve. And that's no different from probably where we've been the last 4 years. I don't think we ever want to go into a season selling a picture that we can only get here, or it's going to be tough, or we accept it's going to be different. But we thoroughly have got every faith in the players that we've got, the squad that we've got, the staff that we've got, that these girls will do well this season and finish where they deserve to finish. And
I know things are difficult right now as everybody tries to play catch up, but how encouraging was it for you to see very clearly from the beginning, from David Clowes and the new ownership, they want Derby County women to be a massive part of the football club going forward?
Yeah, it's huge. Like I say, I think we appreciated last season and probably the start of this pre-season that there was still a lot of change, that transition period of people coming in. We probably knew that there was a lot more stuff on the agenda as opposed to sort of like the women. But what we're hearing is really good. I think the owner's coming down in a couple of weeks to come and meet the girls and probably give his overview of where he sees us fitting into this whole bigger picture of what the club are trying to achieve. So I think that'll be really good for the players to hear that. And it's probably the first time we've ever been that close to an owner of a football club, which is also nice. So yeah, it really is new beginnings, I think, across the whole board.
And it starts on Sunday. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Burnley at home Sunday. Really excited. Be a tough game. They've had a lot of change. Got a full-time manager in post. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Sunday, and the girls are chomping at the bit.
Good luck for Sunday. Good luck for the
Thank
season.
You.